welcome back. In today's video, we're making a printable paper gingerbread house garland. We will be using another printable from my Etsy shop, so I'll be sure to link that in the description. Now, these houses are different from any I've ever done because by the time you print it and fold it, you will make a 3D house, and it is so adorable. So I'm going to show you how to make the house and then how to string it up as a garland for your decoration. So let's start with the supply list. So let's get started with the supply list. This one is so cute and fun, and it comes in a printable. So all you do is print out the printable, and then you can make this really cute 3D gingerbread house. So here's the supplies you will need. You will first need my printable, and I have created this in multiple colors. So this one kind of looks like a chocolate or a more toasty gingerbread color. And then we have a medium tone one here, and then the lighter one here. So the cool thing about this is you can have them all the same color, or you can mix and match to make them look even more fun and realistic. So you're gonna need some scissors to cut it out with. And then I also like to have on hand a cutting mat and an Xacto knife for those fine little areas. And I get this cutting mat came from the Dollar Tree, so it's super cheap and worth it to have around if you're a crafter. Next, you're going to need a glue stick or double-sided tape to put them together. And then last, you're going to need some ribbon, and I recommend to use a yarn needle because it will make it so much easier to use a yarn needle when you're threading it as a garland. Let's begin by cutting out each gingerbread house. Cut along the edge, making sure to even cut the little details as you cut around the gingerbread pattern. So you do need to cut all the way to that white dotted line because it has to fold right there. So make sure you cut all the way. And same over here. Make sure you cut all the way to that white dotted line. And all that white, that tiny little bit of white space, it all has to come out. And then same over here. Okay, so now we're gonna fold it. And I generally start at the bottom and I fold the bottom. And you can use your fingernail, or if you have something you can score it with, you could even use like a pair of scissors. Just be real careful that you don't scrape it. And then go around and just fold over all those dotted lines and score them. And then once you have all those folded over, then you're going to fold the sides. And just make sure you've cut it long enough so that that little dotted line kind of goes in instead of, you don't want it to show on each side. It's got to be right on that edge. So this one is right on that edge. So generally what I do is I fold all these dotted lines first. And once I have all the dotted lines folded, then I'll start taping it together. On this one, that white line is not what you're supposed to be folding. It's just past that. So just imagine a line from here to that little nick right there, and that's where you fold it. Okay, so I generally start at the bottom, and I just take a piece of tape, and you can use double-sided tape for this, but I take a piece of tape and I stick it to the back so that the sticky side is facing up. And then I fold this side of the house, lining up the corner, and this tape will want to stick, so just kind of hold it down. Line up that corner. See how that corner is nice and lined up? And then just lay it right on there, and then use your finger to stick it down. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Okay, so next we're gonna do this side of the house over here. Again, we're going to put the tape where the sticky side faces out here, and then we just stick it right inside. And just remember that tape, it like wants to stick, but just bring it in there. So just make sure it's lined up with the bottom of the house. So see how I'm making sure it's lined up down here, and then you just press it into place. Now we have to work on the roof, and the roof is a little more challenging. This is definitely a fun project. Once you've made one, it becomes easier and easier. Now we're gonna bend this down so we can get it where we want it, and then we will make sure the roof lines up on the very point up there. So see how I'm making sure it's lining up with this point up here? Okay, and then for the last one, you're just continuing to do the same thing, but this one is definitely more of a challenge. So just slide it in there until he lines up. And then what I do is I take a pair of scissors like this, and I just kind of make sure the sticky attaches. And then you have a house. Okay, so now you need to make a line, and I'll show you on one over here where I've made a hole for the ribbon. And you basically, depending upon your ribbon, I'm using this like 1/4 inch ribbon for it. So you just need to score it and make a hole. And to do that, I kind of hold it snugly, but I don't want to squash it. And then I just kind of make a scoring line like this. And I do it 2 or 3 times until it just starts going through. And then I use the Xacto knife to make it. I just press it down in there, and it kind of goes with it. And then you do the other side. Okay, so now take your ribbon and figure out how long of a piece of ribbon you need. And then let's lay out how you want it to look. So what I do is I lay my ribbon out like this, and then I place my houses on here like I want them to go on the garland. So now what we need to do, I'm gonna do them in an order. So I'm gonna do medium, dark, light, and then medium, dark, light, like that. So now we need to thread them, and the way I do that is I put some yarn on a thread needle. What you do is you start down here, and you're going to, I would turn it around to this side. See how it's showing the house right there? So I would turn this one around to this side, and then you just thread this in there. So if it gets twisted, all you do is just twist it back just to fix it. Last one, we're almost finished. Are you ready to decorate with this cute 3D gingerbread house garland? Let's go decorate with it on the bookcase. So we'll put a piece of tape here, and we may have to adjust it. I come over here and do one right here, and this little guy's twisted, so let's flip him over. Now, after you have your garland hung, you can adjust the houses to position them as far apart as you want. And there you have it. We're all finished making this adorable garland. Are you ready to see what it looks like all pulled together? Let's take a look. Thank you for joining me here at Summerhill. I hope you enjoyed this DIY, and subscribe and ring the bell because tomorrow night is our last 12 Days of Christmas DIY. See you soon. Bye.